Hey, how's it going everybody? Crimsonpanda here, and welcome back to episode 2 of our brand new weekly series where we talk about everything to do with the Hearthstone Mercenaries PvP meta. Now, without further ado, let's head over and check out what comps have been performing really well this week. So here we are on the hsreplays.net. Now this tells us all about the percentages on win rate on specific comps. If you missed last week's video, please check that out. I'll leave a link in the description below. But last week what we did was we looked at what the best win rate was for some of the comps with the MMR range of all players. Now I want to switch it up a little bit this week, and I want to dive into specific MMR ranges. So top 50, top 20 and top 10. We're going to look at what the best comps are in those ones. So let's get started. So top 50. So we filtered it to win rate. So as you can see here, with a minimum game of 200, we have the Frost Belinda comp at a 65.3% win rate and 450 game sample, which isn't horrendous. That's actually pretty good for the Mercenaries game mode. So feel free to pause the video at any point as well, guys, if you want to look at these comps. If you don't have access to hsreplays.net, that's why I'm here, so you guys don't have to go through the paywall. You can just come here and find out which comps are really good each week. So I'm going to hover over these Mercenaries so you can see the equipment. So we have Belinda with the Elemental, we have Varden with the Chilling Amulet, we have Jaina with the Ice Block, Sinestra with the Mana Brooch, Localar with the Frigid Winds, and Cookie with the Appetizers. So that is the best performing comp at the moment for a minimum game sample of 200 in top 50. So that's 5,400 rating plus. We also have just below it one that's very close behind it, which is Valera, Eudora, Belinda. So I'll run through these equipment, so feel free to pause at any point, like I said. So we got Unnatural Smoke, we have the Cannon Spawn, we have the Elemental, we have the Frigid Winds, Ring of Haste, and Death Volley. And this is a smaller sample size, but still very good. So if you look here, if we change the sample size, it actually changes the comp significantly because there's so many games going on under 100. So here, for example, we have Shadow Sam, so Burning Blade, Ring of Haste, Eye of Shadow, and then we've got Cookie with Appetizers, Reincarnation, and Black Soulstone. And then we also have a Frost Localar here with only 100. The win rate goes up, but the games go down. So by the time this gets to about 200 wins, the win rate might be lower than the others. So we've got Frigid Winds, we've got Chilling Amulet, Ice Block, Mana Brooch, Appetizers, and then Surfang for Ragnaros to prevent those frosts, because there is a lot of frost on ladder. And then at the 500 games, we've got our first dragon comp here. So this is overperforming, I feel. This is really good. So we got a 900 game sample, so a lot of people are playing this. The popularity of this build is huge. So we've got the Pearl with Yulong, take 4 less damage. We've got Mana Brooch Sinestra, got Longzhin doing his Among the Stars and giving the dragons extra health, which is really good. We got Appetizers for Cookie, Life Root Staff with Mouth, and Lightning Rod with Brucon. Obviously, this did get the buff on the Chain Lightning. People haven't really been playing him that much, but having this Nature Bench is really good, especially when Yulong is using this equipment and the Bottle of Infinite Stars as well with Longzhin, because she actually can prevent nature. So some people might go down that route eventually. And then just behind that is once again a Belinda, Varda, Valera, Frost, with all of those equipments there. And then our 1000 game sample. So this is the only one that's had over 1,000 wins or game sample with people using this HS replays, and it is Grom with Halt and Sash, Belinda with the Elemental, and Valera with the Unnatural Smoke, and then a Frost backline with Band of Frost being used for Varden instead of Chilling Amulet, Ice Block, and Frigid Winds to try and bring out the late game Frost in this comp. So that's it for people at top 50 with the 500, with the 5,400 rating. So let's move down and go to 7-7. So 7-7, once again, here we are, look, with this Belinda Frost at a minimum games of 100. So there's obviously a lot more games being played at these higher ratings. So this is minimum game of 100, and the highest win rate is 66.6 with a 410 game sample, which is really good. So this comp is really, really performing well. So we've got Belinda, Varden, and Jaina. There's a lot of Frost in these. Frost is currently ruling the meta. We've got Mana Brooch, Localar, and Cookie. And then let's head over to a bigger sample size, so 200 games. As you can see, nothing really changed. or it didn't change because there's just so many people playing these comps at this level. So 500 game sample, we go straight back to the Dragon comp. So once again, people are still playing this build, even at a low MMR range. They're carrying it through, getting those wins, getting up to those top 20 places. So we have the Dragon comp, like I said, and then once again the Belinda, Valeera, Varden comp just below that. The next one best, which is 57.7, is a Grom, Valeera, Thrall, so GVT, and then a Nature backline as well, which I'm sure people have seen a lot of. And then once again, the 1,000 game win rate is this comp here, the GBV, with the Frost backline. And now looking into what everybody wants to see, the top 10, so 9,800 rating plus. So this is going to push you over to that 10k diamond chest. So the best comp here with 100 minimum rate, with a 65.9% win rate, which is really good for being in those higher matches with the MMR, is Belinda, Eudora, Valeera. So this is obviously spawning the cannon, Belinda with the elemental, and then Valeera just there for speed. And then we're using a local R because he's a solid minion at the end, and then a very fast Vol'jin to come in with those snipes instead of Cookie, and then a Sylvanas because there's abundance of spawns here. So with the Eudora spawning a cannon every turn, bouncing herself back, getting another battlecry cannon if they don't realise what this comp does, then Sylvanas can get quite big towards the end of the game. And just below that we have a Frost local R build with a Nature backline. So this is obviously, we'll look over here, it's a Chilling Amulet around on this one, not the other one, that the Band of Frost that gives you +4 nature because +3 frost, because of obviously there's nothing there to be able to freeze other than him, so that's why we're doing that. And then the 200 game sample size changes up a little bit. So once again, we still got the Belinda up here. So this is the Frost Belinda again. Obviously this is a 63% win rate, really good, really strong in the top 10 range, with a Sinestra local art Cookie bench. So this is obviously just a really solid bench. Cookie there pumping up some health, local art there dealing, you know, insane amount of damage if they're going for a late game speed up, and then Sinestra's just there because it's the most versatile mercenary in the game at the moment. Belinda Frost at the start with the Chilling Amulet and the Ice Block, really strong, getting those scales on the frost damage. And then just below that, with more wins, more games played, and a really high percentage of win rate, is Belinda, Varden, and Valeera comp, once again with the Sinestra local art Cookie. So basically just swap out your Jaina for Valeera and change it from Chilling Amulet to Band of Frost, and then you've got that comp going, which does really good stuff because the Valeera manages to get your elemental to a 1 speed, allowing you to basically choose what you want to freeze out on turn 1. So you can actually prevent a local off from going off, freezing it, actually killing it on turn 2 with this build here. Okay, let's go down to 500 wins. So 500 wins, we've gone back to the Dragon's Nature bench, and then GBV, sorry, again with the Grom, Belinda, Valeera. So as you can see, there is a little bit of a pattern here. All of these comps are really strong, and obviously it's basically choosing the one you like playing the most in order to climb up your rating. And then 1,000 games, there isn't anything in the 10% mark. So let's just head over to all players now and just check out what is all in all the best comp for people that are playing casually as well as people that are playing competitively. So apparently the very best comp with under 200 win games and a high win rate is Shadow Sam. So I imagine this is really strong because of the local art openers. This punishes local art on turn 1, and then obviously you've just got the really annoying Karen Diablo Cookie bench, which we have seen a hell of a lot of it in the past. And then just behind that we have once again the Frost comp that is dominating. So this one is the one with the Ragnaros on the bench to prevent those freezes. It's a very versatile bench because you can sub out anything you want in order to act upon what your opponent is bringing. So we have the Frost local R here, but if you wanted to, you could chuck the local R on the bench, bring Rag out if you know you're going up against a Frost build, which you know is going to punish you for freezing, like the Belinda one, for example. And then at 200 games, we have here, once again, the Frost Varden Jaina with a nature backline. We have Belinda Varden Jaina with the Cookie, Sinestra, and Localar backline. Not very many games played, but still a decent win rate in order to climb. And then between the 500 marks, we have this overpowered dragon deck. So the dragon with the nature backline, really, really strong. Mainly because people don't know where or what to hit on this starting lineup. You want to kill the Yulong because he's preventing the 4%, the 4 damage. You also want to kill Sinestra because it's scary, and you also want to kill Longjin because of the swapping everything around. It's just a really nice, fun opener to play. And then obviously you got your Belinda, Valera Varden, and then your Varden Jaina Localar. Those 3 comps basically dominating the meta this week. So that's about it for this week's Hearthstone Mercenaries PvP meta recap. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, then please don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing. Also, leave a comment if you have any questions down below, because I would love to answer those questions and I will try my hardest to answer every single one. It helps with the algorithm so more people can see this, which is kind of what we need currently in the community for Hearthstone Mercenaries. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next video.